No matter how far you run, what matters is the Father is still calling you home. This is God's love unending, a place where you are always reminded that you belong to Him.
My beloved child, tonight, as the gentle breeze rustles through the leaves and the silent stars illuminate a small corner of this vast world, I quietly draw near the door of your heart not to disturb, but to remind, to comfort, and to share with you something of profound importance. You are not here in this life by accident or coincidence. Every breath you take, every step you make, every moment you live is part of a sacred symphony we are composing together. My dear one, every event you have experienced, joy or sorrow, gain or loss, triumph or failure, none of it has been meaningless. Each piece carries a fragment of a larger picture that you cannot yet fully see. But I see it. I always have. I saw you from the very beginning before you took form, when you were just a beautiful thought in my heart. And then, with all the love I hold, I breathed life into you, granting you not only existence but the gift of choice, the freedom to love, to learn, to fall, and to rise again. Perhaps you've asked, why has this happened to me? Why must I endure such loss? But, my love, every tear you have shed is known to me. Every time your heart has ached, I have felt it. There are things in your life that, through the lens of the present, seem like incomprehensible pain. But trust that sometimes it is through the cracks that light enters. It is in the darkest places that I am quietly planting seeds of goodness, seeds only faith can recognize. When you are silent in the night, when all the noise outside fades and your heart begins to hear the whispers from deep within, that is when your soul touches my presence. I have never left you. I have never turned away. Even when you forget me, doubt me, or even reject me, my love for you remains as whole as it was from the beginning. That love is not swayed by your actions or your moods. It exists simply because you are you, the cherished child I created with all my heart. There are seasons in life where you see no movement, like a seed buried deep beneath the cold earth. There seems to be no sign of life. But do not be deceived. In those very days, I am working silently in your life. I am nurturing, building, and preparing you for a time of great growth. Often, the most wondrous things begin in stillness, and you may only come to see this truth looking back from some future place on your journey. You may believe you are alone on this path, but the truth is, I am walking with you, step by step. When you feel that no one understands you, when your heart feels like a small boat tossed upon a stormy sea, that is when I am holding you close, even if you do not perceive it. And when you fall to the depths of despair, at that very moment, if you would only lift your eyes, you would see my hand extended, waiting to bring you home. I know that on this journey of the soul, there will be times you grow weary. You may doubt yourself. You may even doubt me, but that does not push me away. On the contrary, I understand and embrace your weakness, because faith, my beloved, is not always a blazing light. Sometimes it is only a small flicker in the night. But if you guard it, it will warm even the coldest of days. Never think you must accomplish something grand to be worthy of my love. You do not need to be perfect. You do not need to win every race. My love is not a reward, it is a spring, ever flowing, ever present, always waiting for you to drink. I do not love you because of what you do. I love you simply because you are you a soul bearing a part of me, one of a kind, irreplaceable. So, my precious child, no matter where life leads you, no matter how storms may shake the foundations of what you once believed, remember this: you are not alone, you are not forgotten, and you will never be lost. So long as your heart holds a spark of faith, a glimmer of light, a quiet whisper that says, I am here, always here, for you. Tonight, when darkness falls and your tired heart searches for a place to rest, I come not to preach or judge, but to remind you, I am still waiting, in that place where light never fades, where you truly belong, my beloved child. I know there are nights you lie awake, tangled in 100 questions with no answers. There are days you walk through life like a soul lost in a vast desert, thirsting for a drop of grace to soothe your weary spirit. There are moments when you feel abandoned by the world, with no one by your side, no place to return to. The doors you knocked on remained closed. The hopes you treasured crumbled piece by piece. And you ask, why me? Why must I endure so much? But, my dear, in those very moments when you thought I was gone, I was closer to you than ever. I saw your tears fall silently, one by one, like wordless prayers. I stood beside you when you forced a smile for others. Though your heart was breaking, I walked with you through every tired step. Though the pain made it hard for you to sense my nearness, I do not turn a deaf ear to your cries, nor do I ignore your wounds. Not a single tear is meaningless in my eyes. Every pain you feel, every crack in your heart I remember, not to weaken you, but to remind you that even in the darkest night, there is a hand reaching out, ready to lift you when you have hit bottom. Do not fear the storms. I do not send them to sweep you away, but to stir your weary heart, to awaken something deeper, the truth that your strength lies not in what you hold, but in the faith within you. When everything you relied on slips away, when your hands are empty, that is when you are ready to receive the greatest gift, me, my unwavering love, the grace that needs no merit to be received. Life is not easy, and I never promised it would be as calm as a still lake, but I did promise you would never walk alone. Each time your heart breaks, I am not standing aside. I am the one who bends down, gathers the shattered pieces, and gently whispers, I will make this into something good. You may not see it yet, but trust that every trial has its purpose. Nothing you endure is wasted or without meaning. I never waste your pain. Humans often believe peace comes when everything falls into place. But I teach you that true peace is when you can stand amidst the storm and remain unshaken. I do not create the chaos or bring despair. I am not the author of disorder. But sometimes, I allow these things not to harm you, but to help you see beyond the surface of life, to help you find the light in the darkness, to teach you that hope is real, and it comes from me. When others leave, when you lose what once meant everything to you, I know your heart feels as though a part of it has been carved out. But, my child, sometimes I let go of what was never meant to stay, so you may receive what is eternal. I know every loss feels like the end, but it is in those moments that I am shaping you as a skilled craftsman refines gold in fire, so what remains is pure, is timeless, and cannot fade. I know you are tired. I know you have tried so hard, sacrificed so much, loved with all your heart, and then you were disappointed, confused, and believed I had turned away. But I never abandoned you, never. If you could see from my perspective, you would understand how every closed door, every farewell, every difficult turn is being woven into a story far more beautiful, powerful, and profound than anything you could have dreamed. I do not need you to be strong all the time. I only ask you to be honest with yourself, to admit that you are weary, that you need help, that you long for shelter. That is the moment you return to me. I do not love you because you always get it right, or because you never fall. I love you because you are, you a soul I treasure, a child I will always protect. So open your heart, my dearest one. Do not hide your sorrow. Do not conceal your tears. Come to me, raw and real, for only in truth will you find healing. Let me be your refuge, the place no storm can touch. And when you are quiet enough to truly listen, you will hear, I am still speaking to you, that you are precious, that you are never forsaken, that I am still working wonders in the midst of what seems broken beyond repair. I am turning your pain into strength. I am writing a new chapter from torn pages, and that chapter will not only mark the beginning of something beautiful, but it will stand as proof that my love is and will always be enough to lift you, no matter how many times you've fallen. My beloved child, I know there are days when you feel like a lonely traveler, walking endlessly through a fog-covered journey, burdened by the same questions echoing over and over in your mind. Why doesn't God answer? Why does no door open even after I've knocked until my hands are weary? Why must I wait endlessly in vain? In your weariness, doubt begins to creep in, not just doubt in yourself, but in my love, the love of the one you once trusted, to whom you whispered prayers in the chill of night. But my dear child, do not let the silence convince you that I have turned away. Silence does not mean absence. I have never turned my back on you. Not once. Silence at times is the gentlest response I can give, not because I do not care, but because I am at work, moving in the unseen realm beyond your sight, arranging even the smallest details in the vast canvas of your life. You see only a single puzzle piece, but I see the whole masterpiece. When you encounter a dead end, I am preparing a new path. When you face failure, I am laying the foundation for something greater. What you call delay, I call a process of love. You have carried beautiful dreams, some you dared to speak aloud, others so fragile that you kept them hidden within, trembling like a sliver of light in the dark. Over time, battered by disappointment and pain, you buried them deep, but I see. I have always seen. Not a single dream in your heart is insignificant or forgotten in my eyes. The dreams I have sown within you, I will never abandon them. But remember this, my precious one, what I have promised, I will fulfill, just not according to your timeline. I know the perfect moment when the dream will not only arrive, but will bless you, protect you, and glorify my name. Do not fear the delay. I am not late as you think. Every day of waiting you endure is not wasted, but part of the preparation. I am forging you to be strong enough to carry the blessing I'm about to entrust you with. If I gave it too soon, it could become a burden rather than a gift. I know it's hard for you to understand. At times, it may feel like you're being led on detours, down paths that seem wrong, turns you never wished to take. But what you don't realize is that these very detours are shielding you from things unseen. What you call wrong way, I call divine direction. Steps that feel like wandering are actually guiding you to exactly where you need to be, not where you want, but where I know you must be. And throughout this journey, I am with you quietly, patiently, more lovingly than you can imagine. I am not hurried by the world's ticking clock. I do not operate by the pressure of time, but by the fullness of purpose. I am never early, never late. I arrive right on time. And when I come, you will understand why I waited, why you had to wait, and why what you called a delay was actually a miracle in disguise. Beloved one, if right now you are in the stillness in that silent and waiting place, please do not give up. Remember that I am there in what seems like empty moments. I am arranging, untangling what is beyond your strength. When you think nothing is happening, that is when I am working most powerfully. I have not forgotten a single prayer. Every whisper you've lifted to me, I've heard and treasured. Every quiet sacrifice you've made, I've honored. And every dream you thought had died, if it was planted by me, it is still alive, simply awaiting the moment I have chosen. Trust the process. Child, believe that the best is still coming, not because you deserve it, but because I am faithful. I keep my promises. And once I have begun a good work in you, I will bring it to completion, not too soon, not too late, but exactly on time. And in that moment, you will not only receive what you hoped for, you will realize you have become someone different, deeper, stronger, and more radiant than ever before. My dearest child, I know there are days you sit with a heavy heart full of unanswered questions, your mind spinning in the maze of directionless paths. You long to understand, to hold the entire map of your life in your hands, to be certain you're heading the right way, to know everything will be okay. But my child, I do not require you to understand everything. I do not wait for you to be all-knowing before I lead you. What I wait for is faith, just a little faith, enough to take one more step, even when the road ahead is dim. I do not promise to illuminate the entire path, but I do promise to be a light for each step. I do not lead through force, but through presence. I do not want you to run ahead of me. I want you to walk with me, hand in hand, one step at a time. That, dear one, is the truest kind of love, not to understand completely, but to trust completely. Sometimes, my silence confuses you. You think I have gone far, that your prayers have vanished into the air. You knock, but the door stays still. But child, silence does not mean absence. Like a seed buried in the earth before it breaks into light, I am moving not on the surface, but deep within the soil of preparation. I am arranging, unraveling, clearing paths in places your eyes cannot see. I see the dreams within your heart, the ones you've never dared to speak, the ones you buried for fear of failure, the ones you gave up on out of weariness. But remember this, if I planted those dreams, then nothing can kill them. I have never forgotten. I have never stopped working. Everything must unfold in my time, a time more perfect than any you could imagine. Delay is not denial. Sometimes I delay not to punish, but to protect you from what you're not ready to face. What you call waiting, I call moving in silence. What you call a detour, I call the path of wisdom. My beloved, dependence on me is not weakness. It is the beginning of lasting strength. In a world that worships independence and control, I am teaching you that faith means choosing to trust even when you cannot see, handing over the steering wheel even when you don't know where I'm taking you. And then you will realize true freedom is not found in control, but in trusting that I am in control for your greatest good. How often have you felt unworthy? You look at your life, your missteps, your failures, your broken promises, and you sigh, believing you've disappointed me. But child, my love is not rooted in your performance. I do not love you more when you succeed, nor less when you fall. My love is not measured by scores or achievements. It is unwavering, unconditional, unshakable. You do not need to become good enough to be loved by me. I loved you before you ever did anything to earn it. That is grace, a gift you cannot buy with effort or morality. You need only receive it. Let go of the lie that you must strive to be loved. You already are before, now, and forever. You are accepted not for what you do, but for who you are, in my eyes, my precious child. Chosen, kept, and more valuable than gold. I want you to know you are not a mistake. Your existence in this world is intentional, born out of my love and deep purpose. No matter how the world sees you, no matter who has rejected or overlooked you, in my eyes, you are a treasure, a soul whose name is etched upon my heart. You belong to me, and my love for you is untouched by past stains or present failures. So go ahead and take a step, just one small step. You don't need to understand it all or see everything clearly. Just walk with me. Keep moving, even if slowly, even if trembling, as long as there's still a spark of faith within you. For even the tiniest light in the dark is enough to guide your way. And that light, that is me, my precious child. In the rush of life, amid countless distractions and the roaring noise of the world, I see you quiet, weary, trying to hold on to something amidst the endless clamor. And in that chaos, you begin to mishear my voice. You begin to believe what the world says about you, that you are your failures, your wounds, your unerasable stain. You've heard too much about what you've done wrong and forgotten what I've done right for you. But child, stop. Be still. Do not let the outside noise drown out the loving whispers I speak to you each day. The world may see only brokenness, but I see the gem within the stone. I do not call you by your mistakes. I call you by the name I've engraved on the palm of my hand. You are mine. You were redeemed at the highest cost, not silver or gold, but my own blood. You are a child of light, a cherished creation I placed in this world not to be crushed, but to shine. The enemy whispers lies, that you are not enough, that you've gone too far, that you cannot be forgiven. He wants to chain you with shame, guilt, and a past you cannot rewrite. But remember this, my beloved, I came into the world not to condemn you, but to rescue you. I do not sit distant on a throne. I step down, knelt low, embraced humanity, and bore every pain so that you could be free. All your sins, big or small, seen or hidden, I carried them to the cross. And when my blood was shed, your burdens were lifted. You no longer have to carry them. Don't cling to what I've already paid for. Don't imprison yourself in a cell whose door I've already broken open. I have overcome not just the cross, but also your heart. If you let me in, lift your eyes. Beloved, don't fix your gaze on the storm. Don't let your eyes be drawn to the crashing waves and roaring winds. The more you focus on them, the smaller and more helpless you'll feel. But if you look at me, the one who stands calm in the storm, who walks on water without faltering, you will feel peace rise within. Maybe your life right now feels like a hurricane. Maybe you're stumbling, struggling just to hold on to life, faith, or simply your sanity. But believe this, I will never let you sink. Though the waters rise to your neck, though the winds rage around you, I am holding you. My hands have never let go. My eyes have never left you, not even for a second. I am the one who walks upon the sea where others see death and danger. I see a way where you see chaos. I see a chance to reveal my power. Where you see despair, I plant hope. I am the one who commands the oceans, and they obey. When I say, "Be still," the storm ceases. If I can do that to the universe, do you not think I can do it in your heart? Rest, my child. Breathe slowly. Let your soul key it down. Even when you don't understand what's happening, know that I do. When the world outside is in turmoil, seek the peace within where I dwell. I am unmoved by circumstances. I am unshaken by adversity. And when you cling to me, neither will you be swept away. You once thought you had to earn my love, but no, it is not your obedience that causes my love. It is my love that gives you strength to obey. It is my love that lifts you when you are weak, that reminds you, you are not defined by your past, but by the future I am leading you toward. Be still, and know that I am God, not a distant deity, but your tender Father, strong and closer than your very breath. I am the one who holds the end from the beginning. I am the one who turns death into life, failure into victory, and fear into hope. So, my child, amid the world's noise, in the midst of doubt and chaos, choose stillness. To hear me, choose to lift your eyes and look at me, the only one who never changes. And you will see, peace is not the absence of storms, but the presence of me right there, in the middle of them, my beloved child. I know there are times when everything feels like too much. There are days when you wake up with a heaviness in your heart so great, all you want to do is turn away, to retreat from the world. I see that. I feel every labored breath you take, every time you force a smile to hide the sadness, every moment you strive to stand, even as something inside you is breaking. I know your burdens. I am not blind to your pain. I never invited you into this life so you would bear its sorrow alone. On the contrary, from the very first moment you entered this world, I was there by your side. And even now, when you are weary, when your small shoulders bend under the pressures of life, I am still here. Come to me, all you who are weary and burdened, and I will give you rest. Do you hear that invitation echo in your heart? It is not the voice of some distant being high above the clouds, but the tender call of a father's heart, the father who has watched over you in every moment, who has never once left your side, not even for a breath. The rest I offer you is not like the fleeting relief of this world. It is not merely a temporary comfort for the body, but healing for the very depths of your soul. It is peace for the storm in your mind. It is shelter for dreams that were stolen. It is warmth for a heart worn down by unreturned love, betrayed trust, and efforts that seem to yield no fruit. You do not need to be strong in front of me. You do not need to brace yourself, or hide your tears, or wear the mask of composure. I am not deceived by the polite smiles or calm eyes you present to the world. I see you completely as you are, both the parts you love and the parts you wish to bury, your proudest moments and your deepest regrets. And after all that, I still say, come. Oh, do you know this? I am not only the one who created heaven and earth, not only the Almighty seated above the skies, I am also the one who kneels beside you in the lowest valleys where you've lost your way. I am not only present on the mountain tops of glory and victory, I dwell also in the shadows, in the defeats, in the cold and lonely rooms where you've cried in silence. I walk with you not only when you rejoice, but even when you are too overwhelmed to whisper a prayer. I know there are days when your faith in yourself is gone, when you doubt, when you fear, when you question whether I'm truly there. God, where are you? You whisper in your heart. But beloved, my presence does not depend on your fleeting emotions. It is a constant truth, just as the sky remains though clouds may hide it. I remain with you, even when you cannot see me. Faith is not about always feeling, it is about continuing, even when you feel nothing, even when you cannot see my hand holding you. You can still trust. My heart, the heart that always loves you, always longs for your good, always cradles a beautiful plan for your life. I know how hard you've tried. I've seen the silent prayers you lifted, the dreams you once nurtured that now feel like they've slipped away. But child, nothing you bring to me is meaningless. No prayer is ever wasted. Every sigh, every moment you collapsed in weakness, I remember it all. And in my perfect timing, not too soon, not too late, what I have promised will come to pass. You do not need to rush to prove yourself. I do not love you more when you succeed, nor less when you fail. My love is not earned by performance or perfection. It is rooted in the truth that I am your father, and you are my child. And once you are mine, nothing can separate you from that love, not circumstance, not failure, not sin, not even darkness. When you feel worthless, when you think you have nothing left to offer, I still see your worth. You are loved not because of what you can give, but because of who you are a part of. My grand design, a masterpiece held in my heart. And do you know this? Your weakness does not scare me. In fact, it is within that very weakness that my power is most fully revealed. When you let go of the belief that you must handle everything alone, you make room for me to step in. When you stop struggling and begin surrendering, that is when you will see me move not with noise, but with holy stillness, not with worldly grandeur, but with quiet transformation in your soul. Let me be your refuge. Learn to pause amid the noise of life, to listen, to be still, to be enveloped in a peace that the world cannot offer. You do not need all the answers. You do not need to know how it will all unfold. You only need to know that I know. I see. I understand. And I am holding your hand. Even when you are lost, even when you turn away, I wait. My door is never shut. My heart never grows cold. My love never ends. The promises I have spoken will never fail. They are the foundation beneath your feet, the anchor in your storms, the safe haven for your soul. Let me remind you again, you are not alone. I have never left you, not for a single moment. Even when you cannot feel me, I am there, in every breath, in every heartbeat, in every step you take on this journey. Lift up your head, my beloved. I am going before you. I am walking beside you, and I am the one who will welcome you at the end of the road. You do not have to fight alone. You do not have to live alone. You belong to me forever. So come. Even if you are exhausted, even if you've lost your way, even if you've run, even if your heart is full of doubt, I still say, Come, give me your burden. Let me carry what you cannot. Let me be your rest, your peace, your home, my precious child. To you who are searching for belonging, for recognition, for a gaze that sees you, I see you. I see you in the moments when you try harder, do more, carry more, just to hear a word of praise, just to feel like you matter. I know how your heart longs for someone to say, you are enough. But child, you are enough, even if no one has ever said it to you. Even if the applause has never sounded for your sake. Do not chase after the world's applause. Do not let your heart depend on the eyes of those who judge. Today they cheer. Tomorrow they may turn away. They praise you in success, then quietly disappear when you stumble. But my love is not like theirs. My love is not seasonal, not shaken by your failures or your victories. It does not change. It is never withdrawn. It never demands that you be worthy. I know all of you. I see what you've never dared speak aloud. The hidden places within you that even you fear to face. And still I chose the cross. I saw every weakness, every mistake, every burden, and I did not turn away. I drew near. I did not choose you because you were perfect. I chose you because I love you. I love you so deeply that I gave my only son Jesus to bear the shame, so that you could be free. So, child, do not go on living in guilt. Do not bow beneath chains I've already broken. You are no longer bound by the past. You do not have to walk with a heavy heart. Lift your head not because you are without fault, but because I have forgiven. Not because you are flawless, but because my grace is sufficient for you. Live in that freedom, true freedom. Freedom is not doing whatever you want. It is being released from whatever binds your soul. Do not let harsh words from others or invisible expectations you place on yourself steal the radiant life I want for you. Your life is not meaningless. Do not believe the lie that you are just one among millions, forgotten and unseen. You were not born by accident, but by my design. I chose the time, the generation, and the circumstances for you to be here. Right now, there is a calling over your life, one that no one else can fulfill. Something I have etched uniquely into your soul, that only you can bring to this world. There are people waiting for an answer to their prayer, and you are that answer. I have placed within you gifts, graces, sacred talents not to keep to yourself, but so that you would become light, a hand to lift others, a voice of healing to a world in need. Do not bury what I have given. Do not let fear steal the wonder I've prepared for you. Do not hide your light because others might squint. I did not make you to live in the shadows. I did not want you chasing after someone else's version of good enough. I created you with a unique identity, a beauty all your own, a soul that cannot be duplicated. Your journey is yours alone. Do not compare it to another's. Comparison is the thief of joy, and you were not born to be a copy. I do not need a version of you that looks like someone else. I need you as you are with everything you carry in your heart, even when you feel small, unprepared, or unworthy. I see something different. I see the greatness waiting to bloom within you. And I know, if you trust me, if you walk with me, you will not only discover the purpose of your life, but you will become hope for others. So, my child, do not seek the world's fleeting approval. Root yourself in my unshakable love. Live as one redeemed, chosen, and called. Live in freedom, for you are not bound to any mold, except the one I designed for you. You are light in the darkness. You are the bearer of blessing in a broken world. You are the living witness of my love, and simply by being you, I delight in you. I am proud of you. I call you mine, my beloved child. I see you. I see the long journey you've walked, the days you waited patiently amid deafening silence, the long nights when hope seemed to flicker and fade. I know you've grown weary. Your hands have grown tired from trying to hold on to what seems to slip out of reach. I know there were times you asked yourself, is it worth it? Can he even hear me? And I want you to know, from the very depths of my heart, yes. I see, I hear, I understand, and I am working. You are closer than you think, closer than you could ever imagine. The breakthrough you've been praying for, the healing you've been seeking, the answer you've been longing for, none of these are beyond my reach. You may not see it, but I do. You may not know, but I know. I am orchestrating every detail in the unseen, weaving together the great tapestry of life, every thread, every piece coming into place in my perfect timing. Not a single tear you've shed has been in vain. Not one prayer has been forgotten. No act of faith is too small in my eyes. You may think your actions are insignificant in the vastness of the world, but to me, every step of obedience is a stride toward a harvest overflowing with blessing. Because in my kingdom, what is done with a great heart, no matter how small, will bear fruit beyond what you can imagine. Keep sowing in the dark. I know it's not easy. Sowing through tears, in silence, in solitude. But, my child, every seed of faith is taking root in me. Don't measure results by feelings or circumstances. Keep praying, even when you hear nothing. Keep walking, even when the path is still hidden. I have not called you to walk by emotion, but by faith, and it is that very faith that is shaking heaven. The harvest will come, certainly, not because you are perfect, but because I am faithful. Not because you've never faltered, but because I never break my promises. I've seen your faithfulness in the little, and I will give you more than you ever asked or imagined. You don't need to see the outcome beforehand. You only need to hold fast to faith, because I work in silence. I prepare in darkness. I build in hiddenness. You may not feel strong. You may think you are too weak to continue, but it is in your weakness that my power is made perfect. You don't need all the answers. You have me, and I am enough. Enough to hold you steady. Enough to comfort you. Enough to make a way. Enough to do miracles. I have not called you to live in fear. Fear does not come from me. I have not given you a spirit of timidity, of doubt, or confusion. I have given you a spirit of power, of love, and of a sound mind. I've placed in you the spirit of a warrior, not of a defeated soul. I did not create you to run away, but to stand firm, not in your own strength, but in mine. My child, walk forward boldly, not because you are flawless. I've never demanded perfection, but because you have me, and when you have me, you have everything. If I am for you, who can be against you? If I open a door, who can shut it? If I speak a word, who can make it void? Fear may knock at your door. That is part of life on this earth. But you don't have to let it in. You don't have to give it room. Let faith answer the door. Faith doesn't mean never feeling afraid. It means moving forward despite the fear. It means trusting me even when your heart trembles. It means believing I am still at work, even when your eyes see nothing. Remember, the storm does not change my purpose. Delay does not make me forget my promise. Your shifting emotions do not sway my love. You do not need to wear yourself out trying to be worthy of grace. Grace cannot be earned, only received. Rest in the truth, I do not change. My love is unconditional, and what I have begun in you, I will bring to completion beautifully. So keep going, my beloved. Keep going even when your heart is in turmoil. Keep going even when the results are unclear. Keep going because you know the one who walks with you is faithful. I have never left. I have never forsaken you, and I will not start now. When you feel you no longer have the strength to pray, whisper. When you cannot sing, listen. When you cannot walk fast, take slow, trembling steps. But don't stop. For every step, small or shaky, brings you closer to what I've promised. You are closer than you think. Closer every time you want to give up. Closer every time you no longer feel my presence. And one day, not far from now, you will look back and see every tear, every stumble, every step of faith, none of it was wasted. You will see my hand always upholding you, aligning everything. You will see the harvest not just as a result, but as the sweet fruit of a journey walked with me, my beloved child. There are days you sit alone in silence, gazing into the distance, with a heart weighed down. You feel as though no one truly understands you. No one truly listens. No one really sees the storm within. You feel like a solitary leaf caught in the winds of the season, a tiny ember flickering out in the night. And you quietly ask, where are you in all of this? But my child, hear this clearly, firmly, and with all my love. You are not alone. You have never been alone, even in the moments when you could not feel me. I was there, like the air around you, unseen yet essential, like the heartbeat in your chest, constant, quiet, yet keeping you alive every second. I have always watched every step you've taken, every tear that fell in secret, every sigh no one heard. I see it all, and more than that, I have placed people along your path, some for a brief moment, others for longer, to reflect a part of my love for you. Some came to lift you. Some taught you how to love more deeply. And some caused you pain not because I wanted you to suffer, but because sometimes, through brokenness, your heart grows softer and more like mine. I know forgiveness is not easy, especially when the one who hurt you never said sorry, or doesn't even realize the pain they've caused. But forgiveness isn't to set them free, it's to set you free. I'm not asking you to forget, nor to pretend you were never hurt, but I'm inviting you to release, to stop carrying the weight of bitterness, of regret, of all the if-onlys that haunt your mind at night. You deserve to live light. You deserve peace. And true peace comes when you let go of what no longer belongs in the present. Don't be afraid to let go, because when you refuse to release, you are clinging to a door that is closed and missing the one I am opening. I know you've lost things. I know some things felt like forever, but then slipped away. But my dear one, endings are not always losses. Sometimes they are beginnings in disguise. What you lost yesterday, I can turn into the gift you'll need tomorrow. But to receive, your heart must be open. My plan for you is good, not easy, not tearless, not without struggle, but good. Good not because you'll avoid every pain, but because with every step, every rocky path, you'll grow stronger, deeper, and closer to me. I don't promise you won't fall, but I promise I'll always be there to lift you up. I don't promise every road will be smooth, but I promise my light will be enough for each step. I don't promise every answer, but I promise you'll never walk alone. You were made for a purpose. You are not here by accident. Not in this time. Not in this generation. There is a calling over your life, a vital piece of the bigger picture that only you can fulfill. When you feel discouraged, when you think you have nothing left to offer, remember that a single word spoken in season, a small act from a sincere heart, can change someone's life, and may be the very answer to the prayer they've whispered to me. And when you walk through seasons of transition from old to new, from loss to hope, from doubt to trust, keep your heart steadfast. Transition always brings uncertainty. I know you're afraid. I know you can't see what's ahead. But I invite you to trust me, not because you see what I'm doing, but because you know who I am. I am the one who never lets go, the one who began a good work in you and will bring it to completion. So if today your heart is tired, rest in this truth. You are not alone. You are not forgotten. You are not meaningless. And what you are going through, no matter how unclear or overwhelming, is in my loving and sovereign hands. Trust me, even in the silent shifting of what has yet to be revealed. For when winter passes, spring will return, and then you will see what I have been preparing is not merely a way out, but a way forward, a path that leads to hope, to life, to me, my beloved child. I am calling you to go deeper, not into rigid frameworks of religion, not into outward forms of moral obligation you strive to maintain, but into a living, real, and love-filled relationship with me. I am not searching for perfection, because I know you cannot reach the standard the world demands. What I seek, what I have always longed for, is your heart, a heart that knows its weakness, yet still desires to draw near, a soul willing to come to me unhidden, unmasked, not pretending. I want your time not to bind you with duty, but so I may sit beside you, speak with you, breathe with you, and heal you with my faithful and loving presence. Come and sit with me. Let your heart be still before me. You don't need eloquent words or lengthy prayers, only honest presence. I want you to lay down every burden, to stop chasing every expectation, and become quiet enough to hear me calling your name tenderly. With deep love, I call you not to condemn, but to remind you of who you are, not in the eyes of the world, but in my gaze. You are not just someone trying to survive day by day. You are my child, wonderfully made, destined for greatness, born not by chance, but by the deep intention of my heart. There are broken things within you, dreams, relationships, beliefs, parts of your soul you dare not touch because they hurt too much. But I, the Creator, am also the healer. I do not turn away from what is broken. I come to restore. I do not avoid your dark places. I step in and bring light. I do not reject your weakness. I embrace it and make it the very place where my power is revealed in full. Let me breathe new life into the soul that has long been dry. Let me reignite the flame you thought had gone out. Let my love become your new breath, your new strength, your new hope for the journey ahead. You belong to me. That truth can never be taken from you. No mistake, no matter how great, can cause me to withdraw my love from you. No fear, no matter how deep, can hide you from my light. No failure, no matter how shameful, can change the way I see you. You are mine, the object of unconditional love, the one I have chosen, called, and kept. You are held in the palm of my hand, the safest place in all creation. Nothing happens outside of my permission. No event comes that I have not foreseen. I don't just go before you to clear the path. I walk beside you in every worry, every fall, every sigh. I don't just stay near, I surround you completely, like a wall of fire around a city, like the cloud that led my people of old. My presence is the embrace that never lets go. When the enemy rushes in like a flood, when temptation, disappointment, anxiety, and darkness seem to swallow you, I am the one who rises up and raises a banner over you. You do not fight alone. You do not have to strive to hold on to victory. I am the one who fights for you. I am your refuge, your fortress, your solid rock. You are covered. You are protected. You are loved not only when you get it right, but even in your mistakes. You are chosen not by accident. Not because I had no one else, but because I saw something precious in you, a heart shaped by my hand, a soul marked by my fingerprints, a life capable of reflecting me in this world. You were placed precisely for this moment, not born too early, nor too late. You were prepared for the season you are in, even if you don't see it right now. Everything in your life, your circumstances, your personality, your joys and sorrows is being woven by me for a purpose greater than you imagine. And if today you feel weary, if today you feel lost, if you stand at a crossroads and do not know what to do, pause. Not to run, but to listen. I am whispering to you through all things, through the wind, through the setting sun, through every stirring in your heart that longs for something greater. I am calling you back not to religion or obligation, but to the loving relationship I have always held open. You don't need to be perfect to draw near to me. You only need to be honest. I have always been waiting not far away, but near in every breath, every moment, every heartbeat you take. So do not hesitate any longer. Do not delay. Do not let the past hold you back, or fear paralyze your steps. Don't wait until you're good enough, for in my eyes, love does not wait for perfection. It only needs a yes, a small step, a glance turned my way. I have loved you with an everlasting love, a love that does not waver. And if today you are willing to come to me, you will find there is nothing I desire more than to embrace you, heal you, and begin again right where you are, my beloved child. Throughout the uncertain flow of time, when everything around you seems to shift relentlessly, from changing relationships to opportunities that seem within reach only to vanish, there is one thing that remains unchanging. Unshaken by the passage of years or the upheavals of the world, it is I and my love for you. That love does not come and go like a passing breeze. It does not promise and then fail, as the words of man often do. My love is the firmest foundation upon which you can build your life, even when all else falls apart. I do not promise you a life free from storms, but I assure you this: I am the solid rock upon which you may stand when the storm rages. Storms will come, and they will pass. Others may walk away from you, not because you were wrong, but because they were never meant to journey with you to the end. Opportunities you thought were golden may quietly disappear without warning. But, my dear one, none of these things can shake the word I have spoken. My word is eternal. It is alive. It is powerful. It is the compass for your soul, the promise that never loses its force. So stand firm on that word. Declare it daily, not only with your mouth, but with your very life. Live as if you believe every word I have spoken, because when you entrust your whole heart to my word, you are stepping into the good plan I prepared for you from the beginning. You've often wondered why your heart sometimes feels empty, even when everything seems complete. Why, in the midst of a crowd, you still feel like a stranger? The answer is simple. My child, this world is not your true home. You were created for something greater, something eternal, something that transcends time and space. I did not form you merely to live a few decades and then vanish. Your soul was woven with threads of eternity. That is why you long for something deeper, more lasting, something this world cannot provide. It is a call to live with eternity in mind. Pray not only for what lies before your eyes, but for my kingdom, where righteousness, peace, and love reign. Set your heart on that which never fades, the treasures of heaven, which no one can steal, which time cannot erode. Let yourself become an instrument in my hands, by living a life that reflects who I am. Love without reserve. Give without calculation. Serve without expecting reward. Forgive swiftly, without waiting for the other to change. Speak the truth with courage, but also with grace. And, my child, shine brightly, not to impress, but to guide others toward the true light. You are not a small candle hidden in the dark. You are the light of the world, a city set on a hill, visible to all who pass by. Do not let fear, prejudice, or a sense of inadequacy dim that light. I do not seek perfection in you. I seek faithfulness, even if it's small, as long as it endures. When you fall, and you will at times, rise again, not because you are strong enough, but because I am the one lifting you. When you doubt, look back on the journey we've walked together, the miracles I've done, the times I rescued you even when you didn't realize it. When you are weary, lean on me. I never run out of strength. When you feel like giving up, remember the moment you began and why you didn't take another path. I am your strength, your song of joy, your redemption. In a noisy world that constantly demands you to hurry, to do more, to become something in order to be accepted, my voice remains gentle and clear, still calling you back to the source of peace. Return to me. Walk with me. Let me be your father. Don't let the noise drown out my voice. Don't let the temporary pull you away from the eternal. Time is precious, my child. It passes more quickly than you think. Don't wait for tomorrow to live rightly today. Don't delay what I am placing on your heart, a calling, a loving act, a word of forgiveness that needs to be spoken, a soul I'm asking you to lead to me. Today, if you hear my voice, do not harden your heart. Receive it like a seed falling on fertile soil. Let it grow, bloom, and bear fruit. Do not close the door of your soul because of old wounds. I have not come to condemn you. I have come to heal. I have not come to demand. I have come to give. And what I give you is life. Life in abundance. You are not alone. You are not forgotten. You are not meaningless. You are my masterpiece, created with an eternal purpose. And today, I am still calling your name, not with the booming voice of thunder, but with a gentle whisper deep within your soul. Through every event, every encounter, every loving glance I send to you through others. Open your heart. Let me in, and together, we will write a story more beautiful than anything you've ever imagined. I love you, and that love never changes. Never. Nothing can separate you from that love, not pain, not mistakes, not failure, not even darkness. Believe it, live it, and keep walking, not alone, but with me, step by step, day by day, until you come home. Yes, my beloved, sit with me just a little longer. Set aside your worries. Lay down every burden and open your heart wide, for I still have something to say to you. My voice still echoes, not in the clamor of the world, but in the deep silence of your soul. I have not stopped, and I will not stop, until your heart truly knows the whole truth about who you are, about who I am, and about the meaningful journey I am calling you into. There are things you need to understand, not only to overcome today's challenges, but to walk steadily into tomorrow. You need to know yourself more clearly, not through the eyes of the world, nor through the lens of failure or pain, but through my gaze. You must understand that you are not the result of chance, not a collection of wounds and unfulfilled dreams. You are a part of an eternal plan, carefully designed by a God who loves you more than you can imagine. Every breath, every day, every twist in your journey is woven by my hand, with purpose and deep love. But it's not just about you. My child, I want you to know that what I'm doing in your life today is not something new. I've done the same with those who walked before you, those I called, shaped, and used for great things, even though they were utterly human. Think of Abraham, who left his homeland with nothing but a promise. Remember Moses, once an outcast, yet I used him to deliver an entire nation. Think of David, a shepherd boy in the fields, whom I anointed as king of Israel. None of them were perfect. Each had moments of doubt, failure, even flight from my calling. But they learned one truth: my faithfulness does not depend on their perfection. And the same is true for you. What I did for them, I can do for you, because I do not change. Yesterday, today, and forever, I remain the same. My love does not run dry. My power does not diminish. My mercy has no end. If I led them through deserts, I will lead you through the night. If I restored them after their falls, I will lift you from the depths. If I turned the weak into mighty instruments, I can use you, even if you feel inadequate, unworthy, or unready. Learn from them, my child, not to compare, but to remember that you walk in a stream of faith, of hope, of unchanging promise. They were once flesh and blood like you, sometimes strong, sometimes weary, sometimes brave, sometimes afraid, but they chose to trust me, to obey, to take the next step even when the path was unclear. And just as I finished my work in them, I will finish what I have begun in you. Do not be afraid. Dear one, do not fear the past, nor tremble before the future. You are not alone on this journey. You have a legacy of faith, a great cloud of witnesses surrounding you, cheering you on. But more than that, you have me, the one who called you, chose you, loved you, and is still working in you, day by day, hour by hour, even when you don't feel it. Sit with me, learn of me, Let your story continue, not written by the trembling hand of fear, but by the steady pen of faith. And I promise, that story will not be yours alone, but will become a testimony to those who come after you, just as others were once a testimony to you. My precious child, from the farthest reaches of time, before the stars first lit the sky, I held one desire in my heart, a sacred longing that humanity would enter into true communion with me, not as silent slaves, not as puppets tugged by invisible strings, but as free children, capable of love, of choice, of walking beside me in fullness of life. True love never demands blind obedience. I, the one who crafted your tender, feeling heart. He could never desire a relationship void of affection or willing surrender. No, my child, I long for relationship, deep, honest companionship, where your soul lives fully and our hearts beat in rhythm. A relationship not built on fear or obligation, but on trust and love. I do not impose. I do not coerce. I will never seize the sacred gift of freedom I placed within you. My will has never been to restrict you, but to lead you to the deepest meaning, where you live, the purpose I planted in you from the beginning. Yes, I am sovereign, but I chose not to govern the world through absolute control. I chose to work with you, through you, beside you. Every person is a unique instrument in the great symphony of life. And I am the composer. But unless you lift your voice, the melody remains unfinished. I nudge. I gently stir your heart. I whisper to awaken what lies deep within. But it is you who must respond. It is you who must say yes. And when you say yes, when you open your heart to me, a miracle unfolds. Heaven and earth touch. The unseen and the seen collide. A part of the great heavenly plan pours into the world through you, through your hands, your eyes, your lips, and every act of love. In that moment, you are no longer just a soul surviving a chaotic world. You become my co-creator in a divine work. You become a partner in the sacred. That is the wondrous mystery of my love. I compose the melody, but you sing the harmony. I ignite the flame, and you carry the light. I plant the seed of life, and you nurture it to bloom. My love does not seek to replace you. It seeks to build with you. Each time you say yes, even in the smallest thing, a sincere embrace, a word of forgiveness, a selfless gift, you open a door for the holy to enter the world. Never think I only use the great. Don't wait until you feel worthy, strong, or knowledgeable enough to begin. I did not call you because you are perfect. I called you because I see the miraculous potential I, myself, placed in you. What I need is not a perfect person, but a willing one. When you respond, I will do the rest. Sometimes that response is a step into the dark, a trust without sight, a love not yet returned. But it is in that humility, that trust, that an eternal symphony begins to rise, a sound that touches not only earth, but heaven. I see every note composed through your hidden acts of love, and I smile. Beloved, you are not small in my eyes. Your life is not unseen. On the grand map of heaven, every step you take has meaning. Every yes has weight. Every whispered prayer is a note in the everlasting score. Never underestimate the power of a soul surrendered in love. All of heaven stirs when you decide to walk with me. So today, Once more, I invite you, not by force, but by the gentle breath of unchanging love. I am calling you into deeper communion, truer, livelier, more profound. I have written the music. Now, will you sing? We will not only live together, but create together, not as master and servant, but as father and child, as companions, as two hearts beating in unison for something more beautiful, more glorious, more eternal than anything this world could ever offer. And when you begin, you will see there is no deeper joy, no greater glory, no life more worth living than the one lived in perfect union with me. I await your yes, not to control, but to compose wonder together. My beloved child, there is a sacred truth that must be etched deep into your soul. Even my only Son, the Savior, the Holy One, the Innocent, entered this world not as one who imposed, but as one who chose. I did not come by force, nor by overwhelming power, but by the deepest humility, by the decision to step fully into the human condition, embracing every weakness, wound, and turmoil that you experience each day. I am the Almighty God, yet fully human, and in my humanity, I chose complete obedience to my will, holding nothing back for myself. Remember that fateful night in the Garden of Gethsemane, the night the world seemed to sink into dreadful silence. When darkness cloaked both mind and soul, it was there, in bloody sweat and anguished cries, that my Son knelt and offered a prayer so painful and so glorious. Father, if it is possible, let this cup pass from me, yet not my will, but yours be done. That prayer was not merely the whisper of a son bearing the weight of all humanity, but the sacred echo of surrender, the full offering of personal will to fulfill an eternal purpose. And it was through that surrender that the gates of salvation were flung wide open for you, for those before you, and for all who will come after you. I, the one who could have summoned legions of angels to rescue me, the one who could have stepped off the path of the cross with a single word, I did not do so. I chose to stay. I chose love. I chose you, not because you were ready, not because you were perfect, not because you were worthy of saving, but because my love is unconditional, eternal, more steadfast than the mountains, deeper than the depths. I saw you in all your weakness, sin, and confusion, and still I chose to be crucified so that you might live. That is the highest love, the love that comes from choice, not compulsion. And now, my child, what I long for is that you too would understand this, that you also have a choice, not just once in your life, but every day, every hour, every moment. You are not a puppet on strings. You are not a helpless victim of circumstance. I created you in my own image, which means you bear within you the power, authority, and freedom to choose. You have been given a mind to discern right from wrong, a heart to love and feel, and a will to say yes or no, not as a lifeless machine, but as a living soul, made to love and to walk in true relationship with me. Yet this freedom comes with a sacred responsibility, not one born of fear or punishment, but one born of love, like a child who honors their parents, like a faithful friend, like a lover who stays because of devotion. This responsibility does not diminish your freedom, it gives it meaning. For you are free to love, free to forgive, free to choose the harder but better path, free to obey, even when you do not understand everything. Each day, you can choose what reflects me, or what distances you from me. You can choose to give up, or to stand firm in faith. You can choose anger, or forgiveness. You can live for yourself, or serve others. And in every one of those choices, I never force your hand. I invite, I draw near. I walk with you. I shine my light. But I let you decide, because true love never coerces. And I only desire a love freely given from the heart. Remember, my beloved, your choices today echo beyond the present into the lives of those around you, even into eternity. A word of love can mend a broken soul. An act of forgiveness can heal a generation. A simple yes today can become the bridge through which I reveal tomorrow's miracle. Choose how you live, not by the pressure of the world, but by my invitation. Not because of others' expectations, but because your heart has awakened to the call of the one who chose you first. And if you feel weary, if you've chosen wrongly, if you regret the steps you've taken, I do not condemn you. I do not shut doors. Every day, every morning, every breath is an opportunity for a new beginning. For my grace is new each day. You do not have to live in guilt or shame. You only need to turn back and choose to step into my love once more. Look to the one who went before you, who chose the cross, chose suffering, chose you. And now, it is your turn. Choose me. Choose to live for what is eternal. Choose faithfulness, even in your imperfections. Choose to walk, one step at a time, small, but steady. Choose to obey, not out of fear, but out of love, my precious child. Never believe that you are lost in the vastness of this world, like a blind soul abandoned in the dark. You are not forsaken. Not a single step you take is random. Not a single moment passes without my eyes upon you. From the moment you took your first breath, through every trembling heartbeat in the storm, I have always been there. My presence does not fade even when you cannot feel it. Not one of your prayers goes unheard. Not a single sigh escapes my notice. You never walk alone. My spirit is with you, not with thunderous roars, but with gentle whispers in your soul. I remind you, guide you, comfort you in your weakest hours. When you are silent, when the world quiets down, when you take time to listen, that is when I speak. And my voice always brings life, always brings peace beyond understanding. And more than that, my word, written in Scripture, still echoes from eternity to eternity. Every page, every verse, every line is my breath, the truth to guide your path. It is a lamp to your feet, a light in the dark. Moreover, creation itself, my handiwork, is a constant hymn of my glory. Every dawn is a reminder that my mercy is new. Every breeze, every flower, every bird song, all are quiet messages I send to you. So you'll remember that you live in a world not formed by chance, but woven by the Creator's hand with infinite love. So when you ask, what is God's will for me? That is a good question, but not complete. I long for you to dare ask the deeper one, what is my will for God? I don't just want you to know my plan, I want to know if your heart is willing to enter it. True relationship isn't one-sided. I have revealed my heart through my word, my actions, the cross. And now, I await your heart, not because I lack anything, but because I love. When your will aligns with mine, all things become possible. When your heart yields not reluctantly, but willingly and lovingly, you will see the wonder that it is in surrendering control that you find true freedom. In ceasing to live for yourself, your life begins to carry the fragrance of eternity. Yes, trials will come. This life is not a bed of roses. I never promised you'd never feel pain, but I promised your pain will not be meaningless. I do not waste suffering. I use it to shape you, to teach you to see beyond the visible, to burn away what is unnecessary and purify your soul. You may not yet see the purpose behind each tear, but in eternity, you'll know each drop echoed with meaning. Your life story will not be a mere survival. It will bear the mark of a greater purpose, one I authored before you were formed in the womb. A story the world may forget, but heaven never will. A story that will carry the scent of heaven, glorify me, and reach souls you have never even met. You may not see all the fruit today, but every good deed, every faithful step, every act of love will ripple through time, touching shores far beyond your own. So, my child, don't live as though you're stumbling alone. Don't let fear silence you. Don't let doubt dim your light. You have my presence. You have my word. You have my spirit. And above all, you have the power to choose. Each day you live, each decision you make, is a new chapter in the shared story between you and me, a story written with surrender, faith, and love. Dare to live for what is eternal. Dare to love as I love. Dare to believe before you see. Dare to say yes, even when you're trembling. For in that surrender, in that response, you will enter a life not only filled with meaning, but echoing into eternity. Now, my beloved, it is your turn. You do not stand in this moment in history by accident. The chapter you are living is not a random excerpt from a chaotic book. No, it has been ordained. Carefully, purposefully, I wrote this chapter with you in it. You were born not too soon, not too late, but exactly on time, in a season where the world needs bearers of light, of truth, of love, and you are one of them. Even before you knew me, I knew you. Before you called me Father, I called you by name. I saw all that you could become. And in that unconditional love, I gave you gifts, abilities, potential, unique treasures no one else could carry as you do. This was no accident, but an intentional gift. What I placed in you, wisdom, compassion, creativity, inspiration, was meant for you to contribute to the world in a way only you can. Beyond those gifts, I planted in your heart dreams, not fantasies of your own invention, but holy seeds, sown by my own hand. Those dreams may have been buried by life's dust, wounded by pain, silenced by time, but I tell you, they still live. They are not dead. They are waiting for you to dare to believe again, dare to walk again, dare to say yes once more to my calling. And beyond gifts and dreams, I surround you with opportunities every day, every moment, to choose me, to walk with me, to become who you were created to be. These opportunities are not always dazzling, not always clear. Sometimes they come in the form of struggle, of discomfort, of quiet conversations or silent decisions that carry great weight. Each time, you get to choose to walk with me, or to turn away. And know this, I will never force you. I never have. True love does not control or coerce. I do not seek obedience out of fear, but a heart that loves, that trusts, that places its hand in mine because it knows I am trustworthy. Even though I will not force, I will never stop calling. My call never fades. Like a breeze brushing your heart in the chaos, like light-piercing corners you thought I had forgotten. I will keep calling you back, not with condemnation, but with tender mercy. I will also never stop loving, not because of your response, not because of how fast or slow you come. My love does not waver, is not conditional. Even if you turn away, I love. Even if you doubt, I love. Even if you fail, I remain faithful. My love is eternal, tireless, unwavering, and I will never stop reaching for you. I will keep reaching through wounds, through failures, through distances you think are impossible to cross. I do not require you to climb some unreachable spiritual ladder to reach me. I am the one who steps down, draws near, reaches first, always. And lastly, I will never stop believing in the seed I planted in you. You may doubt yourself, but I do not. You may feel small, but I see in you someone who can shake the world, not with noise, but with quiet faithfulness. I planted a seed of life, of light, of faith in your heart, and I believe it will grow. It will take root. It will bloom. Maybe not today, but in the appointed time. So now, when you hear my voice, when your heart stirs at this gentle reminder, don't ignore it. Don't turn away. Don't delay. This is not just an emotional moment. This is a divine invitation, an awakening, a new beginning. For I know you. I have prepared you, and I am calling you, to step into what I have prepared since before time began. Rise up, my beloved. It is your turn, and I will walk with you, step by step, day by day, breath by breath, never leaving, never giving up, never ceasing to love. My beloved child, do not be afraid. Do not shrink back. Do not remain still any longer. The world needs the light I have placed within you. Do not let weariness or unworthiness stand in the way of an eternal plan. Step out, not alone, but with me. Say, "Here I am." And then you will see the things once thought impossible will begin to happen. Not because you are strong, but because I am working through you, my precious one. Do not delay any longer. Do not postpone the moment your heart is being stirred. Do not let fear, excuses, or the whispered reasons of the world hold you back from stepping into what I have prepared. You do not need to wait until everything is perfect. Perfection has never been my requirement to choose you. Love has. If you keep waiting until you feel enough, until you feel ready, you will wait forever. I am not looking for a perfect person. I am waiting for a courageous heart that says, "Here I am. Use me." The time is now, not tomorrow, not when things settle down, when I feel stronger, or when life is in order. Now this very moment is a moment of grace. This is the time I am knocking at the door of your heart, calling you to step out of your comfort zone, beyond familiar circles, and walk with me a journey of faith, of hope, of purposeful living with eternal impact. The harvest is ripe, the fields of life before you are aching for light. The world is groaning, wandering, searching for what is real, a sincere word, a loving act, a listening presence, a heart that carries hope. And you, yes, you are my answer to that need. I have placed you here, in this generation, among this people, not merely to survive, but to be my instrument of love in a broken world. Choose me, not a religion, not a rigid code of ethics, but a living relationship, a shared journey, a love that never withdraws. When you choose me, you do not lose yourself. You find the true self I created you to be. Walk with me. You don't need to know everything ahead. I am not calling you to see the entire road, only to take the first step, and then I will lead. I will hold. I will go before, beside, and behind you. When you fall, I will lift you. When you are weary, I will renew your strength. When you are afraid, I will embrace you with unshakable arms. There is nowhere you can go where I am not present. No challenge is too great when I walk beside you. Let us write the next chapter of your life together, a chapter no longer bound by the past, no longer defined by mistakes, no longer limited by fear, a chapter of freedom, of hope, of restoration, a chapter where you live in truth as one who is loved, called, and sent. I have so much to give you, but I need you to place your hand in mine and step forward. And one day when you stand before me, face to face, in the light that no shadow can dim, you will look back on your journey not with regret, but with a fulfilled smile. You will not wish you had played it safer, lived smaller, or held back more. You will rejoice that you lived fully, boldly, completely. You will see that every step of faith, even trembling, even small, led you into true life. You will realize that decisions seemingly unnoticed by the world, a word of forgiveness, a hug, a humble act for the overlooked, are forever remembered in heaven. You will know that every day lived in my love, by the power of my Spirit, with a heart set on the eternal, is a day not wasted. So, my beloved, do not hesitate any longer. The door is open. The field awaits. Heaven bears witness. I am waiting not to judge, but to walk with you. You don't need to be great, only willing, not victorious in all things, only faithful, not all-knowing, just trusting enough to begin. Today is that day, not another day, not for someone else, but for you, my dear child. In a world constantly shaking, where even the seemingly stable can crumble in a blink, remember this: I am still, I am the Almighty, the faithful one, unchanging through time and circumstance. I am still the one who parted the sea for my people to cross on dry ground, who stopped the flowing river, who made the desert bloom. I am not bound by nature, time, or human conditions. I have spoken through a burning bush and whispered in the gentle breeze atop a mountain. I can appear in the miraculous, and I can dwell in the ordinary. I am the God of mighty wonders, and also the one who walks quietly with you in every breath of your daily life. I am the God of transformation. Ashes do not deter me, for from ashes I create beauty. What was lost, what seemed finished, I can restore. I can renew. I turn sorrow into praise, mourning into dancing, weakness into steadfast strength. You can bring me a broken heart, and I will not reject it. Instead, I will embrace it, heal it, and shape it into a reflection of my glory. But beyond being the God of miracles, I am the God of you, not just a distant creator, but your loving Father, not only a majestic King, but a faithful friend. I know your name, every detail within you, from hidden fears to unspoken dreams. I don't merely see you in the crowd, I see you in every part, every heartbeat, every fragment of your soul. So come, my beloved, do not delay. Do not let guilt, fear, or the past hold you back. Step forward, not alone, but with me. Place your small hand into mine, and I will guide you through every rough road, every dark valley, every steep mountain. Even if this world collapses, even if what you leaned on vanishes, my kingdom remains unshaken. My plan does not waver in crisis. My purpose is not delayed by circumstances. The calling I placed within you will not be forgotten, not by others, not by time, and certainly not by me. You may turn away, but I still wait. You may lose your way, but I still seek. You may feel disheartened, but I have never stopped hoping for you. You are my masterpiece, created not to exist by accident, but to bring meaning, to live with a mission, to shine my light into a darkened world. And through it all, my love for you will never fail. Not a love based on emotion or behavior, but one rooted in my very being, an unfailing, unshakable, everlasting love. There is nothing you could do to make me love you less, and nothing you must do to make me love you more. I love you simply because you are mine. I am here, dear one, not far away in the heavens, but right here, in this very moment, in your every breath, in your weariness, and in the words you haven't yet spoken. I have always been here, and I will always be till the very end. I do not withdraw my promises. I do not change my mind. I do not abandon midway. I am the faithful one, the one who never gives up. So lift your head, let your eyes meet mine. Let your heart hear my voice say, I am your God. I love you. I choose you, and I will not let go of your hand. O one, now, lift up your prayer to me with all your heart. Almighty God, you who see into the depths of my heart, I bow before your holy presence and open myself to you with all my weakness, fear, and uncertainty. I no longer want to delay. I no longer want to wait until everything is perfect before I follow you. Today, I choose to say yes to your calling. I choose you as my life, my truth, my one and only pursuit. Please help me to walk not by feelings, but by faith. Give me spiritual eyes to see that the harvest is ripe, so I may no longer live for myself, but to lay down my life for souls in need of eternal life. O Lord, write a new chapter in my life with you as the author, the guide, and my faithful companion, my beloved Father, who keeps knocking on the door of my heart. I know you are calling not with noise, but with a whisper full of love. I hear your voice amidst the chaos of life, and I know the time is now. Please forgive me for every moment I hesitated, delayed, waited until I felt ready. Teach me that faith is not waiting until fear disappears, but daring to walk right in the midst of it. Grant me courage that I may live fully, boldly, without shrinking back or looking back with regret. Use me, even in my weakness, to shine your light into a world that is groaning for hope. Fill me with your Holy Spirit and ignite in me a fire that never goes out, that I may live and die for what is eternal. Merciful Father, the one who never forsakes me, I bring before you every crack in my heart, every wound that once seemed hopeless. I know you do not love me because I'm perfect. All you ask is for a heart that says yes. Please heal the places where I doubt. Strengthen the places where I am weary, and shape within me a resilient faith. Let me live not for the approval of others, but under the tender gaze of my Father. When I meet you, face to face, let there be no regrets in my soul, only joy that I lived fully in the calling you placed on my life. Loving Lord, I thank you for your amazing grace. I am unworthy, yet you still chose me, not because there is anything special in me, but because you are love. You do not require perfection. You only ask that I show up. Thank you for giving me a calling and patiently waiting for my response. Thank you for knocking tirelessly, for lifting me through every fall, and for redrawing the map of my life with unchanging mercy. I thank you that I am alive not merely to exist, but to partner with you in an eternal plan. O great God, author of the story I am living, I thank you for placing light in me amid this darkened world. Thank you that every step of faith, no matter how small, is seen and used by you. I do not live in vain. I am a link in a chain of faith that spans generations. Thank you that what I do today echoes into eternity. Thank you that nothing I offer you is ever meaningless. I know you are working, and that is enough to give me courage for each new day. I offer this prayer in the holy name of Jesus Christ. Amen. Don't forget to subscribe and turn on notifications, so together we can build a strong community of faith